What's happening, people? Thank you very much for tuning back in to episode 4 now in this series where I am customising an Epiphone Les Paul Special 2 LE. So far we have turned it into an alien head. In the last episode you saw me cut and carve this out, and I was looking at it at the end of the episode, and yeah, the front's looking really cool now, but the back, very boring. So yeah, today I'm going to look at doing something with the back of the guitar to give it a bit more of an alien kind of feel, whatever that may be, whatever the back of an alien's head looks like. Let's get on with that. Also, I'm a new channel, so if it's your first time here, please hit that subscribe button to continue following along with the journey of this custom Les Paul that I am building. Also, please give the video a thumbs up and maybe add a comment down below, any ideas that you may have that I could do towards this instrument that I'm customising. But yeah, let's crack on with it. I'm going to do some drawing on the back and see what we can come up with. Right, so as you can see, I've previously had a little bit of a scribble and tried to come up with the kind of back of the head of an alien as I would kind of guess it. And what I think would be pretty cool would be to have some kind of spine showing, and then potentially hollow out sections either side of the spine. But when I do that, I have to be very careful with our neck pocket that we don't touch any wood of that. So we've got the back plate here that would go on the neck pocket. So that's essentially where we can go. I think if our spine's going to be coming down like that, we want to try and keep it as in line with this as we can. And then that would be like there and there. If we can get that to curve out in this direction, and this to curve out in this direction, I think that will look pretty cool. And then here we want to have like the back of his like cranium, is that what you call it? I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but the back of his head where the skull connects to the spine. Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. As you can see, I did draw it a bit up here, but it's starting to look a bit like a bum. We're going to jog that on. It's a bit too high as well. I've got to remember to keep my space for my battery up here, but for now, I'm not planning on doing anything up here. I have had a little idea of maybe, I don't know if anyone's ever seen the film Mars Attacks, where the aliens have got like massive heads and you can see all the brain tissue inside. So I was thinking about maybe potentially doing some brain tissue, but that might be a little bit too much. I'll see how it looks when I get into this. So we're going to want to have this higher than that, and then that higher than that. So we're going to have like 2 different levels of carving. Right, so yeah, I don't really know how I'm going to do it. Obviously I could drill out some of these sections on the pillar drill just to get it to a depth that I'm comfortable with, and then work up from the sides, if you see what I mean. But I'm liking the idea. I think it will add. Do you know what I mean? No one ever really thinks about the back of a guitar, do they? You only ever really look at the front of it, but I'm trying to make these like a sculpture, like a work of art, you know? So I want people to be able to look at it from all angles and see that it's a work of art, you know? I'm gonna stick it on the pillar drill, I think, and get a forcing a bit in there, and then just remove some of that timber. Let's get on with it. Right, so I've got my depth set, and I'm just going to put on the eye protection, and then get drilling. So there we have it. My glasses are well steamed up. There we go. So yeah, I have taken off a hell of a lot of material there. And now we're going to get back in with our chisels and rasps. So for this we're going to want some chisels and also some gouges. Just get them all out really. We've got a set of gouges. We've got a chisel. We need something to hit the chisel and to hit the gouges. It is always easy if you clamp the guitar to the bench, but I'm lazy and I'm going to do that. Dremel out to try and carve out this spine that we've got here. I do like a Dremel because it's kind of like drawing on wood, you know. Right, we're fucking. There we are. Right, let's have a go. Right, so I've kind of like gouged out a rough kind of design. It looks like a free roll through it, but once I get chisels in there and start chopping it out, we'll be done. Okay, so I'm finished with the Dremel now, and I'm on to the tiny little files and rasps, and then the tiny little chisel, just to try and get out all of the stuff that's in between these kind of spinal nipples. I don't know what they're called. Spinal nipples. So yeah, it's just trying to like get rid of all the stuff that's in between. So yeah, I'm just trying to get into these little bits here and clear out any debris that may be floating around. Obviously we've got all of these little holes from our Forstner drill bits, but we're going to have to sand down to get rid of all of that. So yeah, I'd be lying if I said that that didn't take bloody ages, because it did. But as you can see here, I've managed to kind of remove all of this material here with the Forstner on the pillar drill, and then just get around this spine shape with some gouges, chisels, files, fingers, blood, everything you could think of. It took bloody hours. But hey, we're there now. What we're going to do next is this section between here and here, I want it to be lower slightly, so I'm going to get a sanding block and literally just sand backwards and forwards over that until I can get it to drop down a little bit. And then we want it to kind of blend in here where the spine meets the bottom of the skull. So yeah, let's do that. Right, so to do this, we're going to want a good old bit of super glue and masking tape and a nice flat piece of wood. And then what I'm going to do is just put a layer of masking tape down there. And then what we want, I'll do, so a good old bit of 120. I'm just going to put a strip down there, bit of super glue, just line up the tapes. Some pressure, make sure it's stuck. Good old knife, eh? Just give it a little cut. One bit. And I'll keep these other bits for future needs. Right, so now that we've got a sanding block, we're going to look at getting rid of this little section here. We're not getting rid of it, but just bringing it down a little bit. I only want to go in between this bit and this bit. So yeah, I've got a lot of sanding to do. I'm going to get that done and then I'll get back to you when that is done. Right, so as you can see, I've taken it down here, all up here, and then we're going to try and potentially come up the centre a little bit more, you know what I mean? Separate the two bits of the brain. But yeah, it seems to be going well, man. I need to get onto like that fine sanding with like hand sanders and rasps and like my mini rasps and stuff like that. But yeah, hope you're enjoying it. Right, so I just want to continue this little bit up the middle there, to create the back of the braid. Right, hand sanding time. So as you can see, I'm just trying to tidy it up at the moment. Yeah, I'll catch back with you when that's done. Right, so I've kind of pretty much there with the spine part of things. It just needs tidying up, obviously, but I'm going to do that once I have sanded away these sections, which I'm going to do right now. Right, now I'm going to take out these back sections and I'm going to do that again with the Dremel. Seems to be working pretty quickly. It's a bit noisy, but hey, I'm going to time lapse it. You're going to listen to music, so it don't really matter. Do you know what? I think I might make things a bit quicker. Right, okay, it seems I've made a massive mistake. I will explain. When cutting down the back pockets for the neck bit there, I didn't take into account for the little pockets in the pickup cavities there. And I accidentally, I don't know if you can see it, but just there, let me just there, you can see I've gone through into that little cavity with the very, very tip of the Forstner drill. So what I've done is I've gathered a load of the sawdust off the back of the guitar and mixed it with some wood glue, made a nice little paste, and then I've essentially just filled up the holes of all the tips of the Forstner bit. The beauty of this is that the whole guitar will be sprayed. It's not going to be stained, so you will not see any of this through it once it's all fine sanded back. And again, I still need to tidy up this bit. We've made quite a lot of progress today. However, we are going to leave it there for today. I kind of need to let all of this dry before I can kind of come back and sand it all away. Yeah, thanks very much for watching up to this point. If you haven't already, please give the video a good thumbs up and maybe consider hitting that subscribe button. I am a new channel and we're trying to grow as quick as we can, doing epic guitar customizations. So yeah, please subscribe, share the video, add a comment, make sure you hit the thumbs up bell, and yeah, until next time, peace and love.